following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon, along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Don Rickles, Leo Durocher, Monty Rock, and Olympics champion Olga Connolly. And now, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Never ends at once, does it?
No.
Is this on yet?
Oh, yeah.
There it is now. Good.
Yeah.
You probably noticed because of the energy crisis, we're not using our electric applause sign anymore.
Really?
That one's on candles. Did you notice? That's working on gas or something. You're probably surprised to see me tonight. I would be at the royal wedding in England, but invitation apparently got lost in the mail. Do you know who else was not invited to the wedding of, Captain Mark Phillips? Is that his name?
Phillips, yeah.
And Princess Anne? The Nixon family was not invited. So the Nixons are going to get even. They're not going to invite them to Carl Albert's inauguration. I see by the paper the president did send a beautiful wedding gift, though. A set of sterling silver candle holders. He wrapped the package himself. Beautiful package. He did have a little trouble making a bow out of the tape, but it's a beautiful package. Well, I'm never invited to those big, important events. I'm surprised you didn't get an invitation.
What?
Well, you're always going out in those first-class things. Last invitation I got was to go down to the Hollywood Wax Museum and watch the unveiling of the statue of Julia Childs. That was the last thing. But English royalty has changed.
How so?
When a joke doesn't go, you raise your voice a little bit and start going uphill again. But it has changed.
Yes?
Well, you know, they don't have the money they used. The budget of the royal family has been cut. That's true. Yeah. And I understand as soon as Princess Anne and Captain Mark get married, they're going to fly over here and try to win an electric can opener on the newlywed game. But I have to admit one thing. How high my voice can get before this monologue is over. Did you know they have class? The royal family is having the same accordion player at the wedding who played at Buddy Hackett's bar mitzvah for his son. But I want to tell you. Well, let's see what else is in the news. The president has on his desk the Alaskan, the Alaskan oil pipeline bill, and he doesn't know whether to sign it, or veto it, or shred it, or lose it. The president gets confused if a document exists. You're in trouble when you start getting drum rolls with it. Did you know that here in Los Angeles, the RTD is stopping bus service on Sunday? Now, that means that 7 days we will not have bus service. And they finally sighted the first UFO, I believe, was sighted last night in Los Angeles, according to the papers. 2 Los Angeles policemen said they saw this object. They said it was a flying saucer or something like that, and it was over the Pomona Freeway. Yeah. What's funny about that? Over a drive-in theater. And I checked what was playing at the drive-in theater.
What?
Deep Throat. Can you imagine those going back to their planet and saying, "You won't believe what's going on down there"? How many of you are driving now 50 miles an hour? That is going to be, I understand. You weren't behind me on the freeway today. I tried it again today.
Yeah?
Murderous. Murderous. They've already done it in New York State. It is now 50 miles an hour, and I understand that they're going to pass it out here. They're going to lower the speed limit from 70 to 50 miles an hour here in California, which means that instead of everybody driving 80, they'll be doing 60. Well, our guest tonight. We got a good show tonight. This should be crazy. We have Mr. Leo Durocher and Don Rickles on the show tonight. Leo Durocher, as you know, Leo made the famous comment that nice guys finish last. And Don Rickles is the guy who has the most to benefit if Leo's right. Did you know that? No, Don's a good friend of mine, but he's mean. His idea of fun is to run the documentary of World War II backwards until we're losing. So, along with Don Rickles, Leo Durocher, we have Monty Rock, the third or the second or whatever he's doing nowadays. One of those. And a gal by the name of Olga Conley, who in 1972 was the captain of the United States women's field and track team in the Olympics, and she is with us tonight. So I guess that's it, and we'll be with you. We'll be back after this word.
Good look at your wood paneling. Looks dull and faded. Well, Scott's Liquid Gold was specially formulated for wood paneling that has been dried out by heat, air conditioning, and sunlight. It's not a cover-up, but goes down below the surface to restore and preserve the natural beauty of fine wood. Liquid Gold cleans away dirt and helps hide scratches and water stains. Remember, for best results, don't use wax after using Liquid Gold. Use Liquid Gold regularly, in aerosol or liquid.
Rich, black, leather. The new look in ladies' expansion watch bands. The Lady Ramunda by Speidel. Lady Ramunda has the look and feel of rich, black leather. Black, sleek, smooth. And it's a Twisterflex watch band for both comfort and flexibility. The look and feel of rich, black leather. The new Lady Ramunda watch band by Speidel.
Yes, sir.
It is a little. NBC must be following the president's advice and turning the temperature down. It is cooler
a little
in the
chilly
studio
in the
tonight.
theater tonight,
I see
yes.
people wearing mackinaws and
Yes.
fur coats out there. Have you turned your?
Yes, my heat is turned down.
Well, what you have for a nightcap, it's not necessary to turn your thermostat down. You got to be 180 degrees inside.
I like to sleep in a chilly room. I think that's a better sleeping. I grew up in New England, you know. We used to wake up in the morning with snow on the floor. We had the windows open.
Snow on the floor?
We'd leave the windows open at night, and snow would be on the floor when you woke up in the morning.
Well, you had a stupid household. Why didn't you close the windows? Snow wouldn't come in.
They claim that's a very healthy way to sleep. With
Was snow on the floor?
Just a little bit of snow. I mean, it wasn't what you'd get out your dog sled team. It was just a little snow over here.
Yeah,
but that's true.
My wife and I are having problems now with that.
Yeah.
She likes it warm in the room. Joanna likes it warm. I like it cold. I like to open the windows and turn the thermostat off.
Yeah.
So it's about, I used to keep my bed, it was 62 degrees. Well, that's not freezing.
No.
But to her, it's, so we got to do something.
That can chill off a lot of households.
Yeah. I won't say anything.
No. Listen, you mentioned something else. We discussed something last evening about my going into the Tropicana in Vegas,
yes.
And you said about being unnerved if somebody was going to be in the audience. I mentioned that if Jack Benny were going to be there, and he apparently is going to be there opening night, and you said Frank Sinatra. Mm-hmm. I heard today at lunch, guess who's going to be, I think, at my opening? One of your guests tonight. No. Mr. Don Rickles. Now, that is unnerving. To walk out and know that he's sitting out there.
I hope he's in the front row.
Yeah.
When you walk on. I got one of those nights when I was working at the Sahara, and I walked out, and Rickles and Adams were in the front row.
Oh, I remember that.
And I hadn't even gotten to the microphone, and I hear, "He's really rolling." And I had those two clowns in the front row, and, well, we got hysterical before the night was over. I don't know whether the rest of the audience even knew what we were talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's going to be grim.
Here's a strange book. I don't know whether it's a good book or not. The name, it sounds like a phony name, doesn't it? By Nicole. It's called How to Pick Up Men, by Nicole Ariana. Does that sound like one of those names you'd make up or something? But it's a little book on how to pick up men, which is rather interesting. And they have...
You know the right title for it, then.
Yeah, that was the idea. It was, I don't know whose book it is. It says, "To Cynthia, may you pick up 1,000 men." And where this came from, I'm not sure. So, Cynthia, wherever you are, come pick up your book.
It's a little moth-eaten, like it's been used a lot, too. It's kind
Yes,
of
it
frayed.
is. But they have 50 great opening lines. Now, these are for people to get uptight. They go to a party.
for women.
For women. What kind of an opening line should you have if you want to meet a man and draw him into conversation? And here are some of their suggested, 50 great opening lines. "You have strong hands." See? That gives the man, it says, a feeling of being powerful. They like that. "Where did you get your suntan?" It says, "Particularly effective with guys who are slightly reddish. They probably got their color from a sun lamp, and they'll be very flattered you think the tan comes from spending time on an exotic island." "Your face interests me." Now, they say no man can resist this. It's a better compliment than telling him he's handsome, because an interesting face implies character. And then why don't they say that? You have great character in your face. That would be better, wouldn't it? "Your head interests me. Explain that you're... Right. Explain your... We leave nothing to chance. We have to draw diagrams? Well, she'll draw a diagram. "Explain you're studying phrenology, and you'd love to know whether he has a bump behind his left ear." That's a little corny to me. "You have terrific posture. Could you tell me how IBM is doing?"
Oh,
Yeah.
you like that one?
Now get this one. "Would you care to dance?" Said with a smile to a man on an empty elevator that has piped in music.
Oh,
I would be very careful of trying that one, because that...
yes.
You're a Pisces, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, you know, the astrology thing is very big now. Number 12. It took them 12 to get to this one. "Hi." Do I lie?
No.
Simple but direct and friendly. "Is my hem straight? May I take your picture?" Then in parentheses, "Remember to bring your camera along for this one." I think the girls who read this have got to have an IQ like that ashtray. You were on the cover of Time, weren't you?
Oh,
You have a change of a 10. They have in parentheses, "Sounds dull, but while he's fumbling through his pockets, you have time to strike up a conversation." "What size is your chest? Do you like this shirt? Are you French? I know you from somewhere. Did you just drop a quarter?" No, that. Fantastic book. I loved it. You look bored coming out of the rain. Now, those are supposed to be great opening lines. I'm not going to read them all, but "Don't ever cut your hair." See, that gets, especially guys with long hair. Isn't that amazing?
it's amazing. And 50 of those, and that about sums it up, I guess. That's about all you'd ever want to say.
No, those are...
You mean they didn't cover it all?
Those are good, but those are for girls who may not have too many problems. For the real dogs. And then girls that are really having trouble, we have some lines that are a little more specific and will grab your attention a little quicker. For example, "Hi, I'm easy."
That's friendly.
That's direct but friendly. "Am I the first girl you ever saw wearing baby shrimp earrings?" "Are you wearing something that makes you walk like that?" Write these down, girls. These may... I normally don't drink this heavily. It's only that I just got turned down by Marty Allen. You know. Here's one. Now, this has got to make you stop and think. Can you tell by my expression that I'm sitting on a spoon from the 39 World's Fair? Did you notice I spray my hair with Cheese Whiz? Good opening line. Your dog is very cute and he sniffs good. Here's one here I like. I like watching baseball in a bar. Do catchers always double up like that when they're hit by a foul tip? Your face is very expressive. Your chin says strength, your eyes warmth, and your mustache says hollandaise sauce for lunch. Another opening line. I don't know about you, but I hope Pete Rozelle finds the Denver Broncos for what they did to me. I used to like this place a lot better before they took the door off the ladies' room. Those are just a few opening. With Connolly and Monty Rocker with us, so it should be
We're going to have a little Junior Olympics this evening?
Yes, Craig Tennis, I understand, has lined up some more. Craig goes out of his way to find dangerous things for me to do. Things. She's a fine athlete, and she says that women in many areas of sports should compete with men and could best them in many things. I have not really challenged her, but I understand we're going to try a few things tonight. Basketball and sit-ups. What else do you have, Craig? Arm wrestling, and so forth. Should be kind of interesting. We'll be back after a pause for this commercial message, and Mr. Leo Durocher shall join us.
Come on, Lois, bed.
Lucy, have you got something for a headache?
Have I got something for a headache?
Vanquish. Vanquish is strong medicine. Vanquish has more pain relievers than the largest selling extra-strength tablet, and it has 2 buffers.
Honey, have you got something for a headache?
Have I got something for a headache?
When you have headache pain, Vanquish is strong medicine.
Until we created Slim Dutch Masters Marauders, Peter Revson wasn't really happy with the shape of his cigar. Until he discovered Slim Dutch Masters Cadets, Fred the Hammer Williamson had hardly ever smoked a cigar. Until he discovered Slim Dutch Masters Elites, Peter Duchin didn't like the way he looked with his cigar. The Dutch Masters Slimline Collection. Slim, trim cigars that look as good as they taste.
Leo Durocher is, if you had to name 5 or 10 people in sports who are unique unto themselves, Leo Durocher would have to be one of them. He's one of the most colorful characters that baseball has ever had. First as a player, later as manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers, the New York Giants, and more recently the Chicago Cubs and the Houston Astros. And he's earned a reputation as a real competitor. Would you welcome Leo the Lip Durocher? Leo, it's great to see you.
What's new, John?
Well, I was going to ask you... No, you see, I'm supposed to ask that of you. I got nothing left if you do that. I haven't seen you for a while. That is great.
Long time.
You look like you just stepped off the golf course somewhere.
Did this morning.
Did you really?
Drove right in from the course.
You said you're going to retire. Now, do you really mean that? You've said that. This is not the first time you've said that, right?
Third time, John.
Yeah, do you mean it this time?
Yes, this is final. They're getting... it's too far out of line now, John.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Well, you can't even talk to the players anymore, you know.
Yeah, that's right. The new rule is that you can talk to what? Once an inning, you can...
Well, no, that's going out to the pitcher.
That's right.
But, you know, if you come into the clubhouse and someone does something wrong and you go to correct him or you go to say something to him, God forbid you should raise your voice any louder than I'm talking right now. Oh, yeah, they'll have to pack the suitcase and go home. They have a union, you know, Miller represents them, and
right.
And the players they're worse than actors or actresses or prima donna. And they get a lot of money, John.
Right.
I don't mind if they were getting $15,000. They run anywhere from 50 to 150.
That's for your good or your better than average ball player.
That's their good players.
So it takes the fun out of it. It's become too businesslike, you mean?
Well, John McGraw
turn over in his grave. You know, you'd be in the clubhouse 1 minute, and you'd come before your locker, and there'd be a slip of paper there, and it would say, "You are hereby optioned to St. Paul. Goodbye."
And that would be it.
That's it. And you never got to go in his office and say, "Well, why, Mr. McGraw? Why am I gone?"
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, was it Kurt Flood, wasn't it, last year, who wanted to find out if this was right, that clubs could take a player and trade him without his permission or ship him somewhere?
Of course, you're like cattle in baseball, John. When you sign the contract, that's for life.
Right.
You have no option. They have the option. You don't. And, of course, I don't have too much sympathy for Kurt Flood in this case. He was making $90,000, and he was traded to Washington, and they gave him $110,000.
Right.
And then he played a few games and walked off the field and went home and quit.
Now, when you played, they didn't have in those years the pension funds, did they?
No, didn't have anything like that, John, at all. No pensions at all. When I played, you got $4 a day.
$4
Meal
a day?
money. Meal money. You got $4 to eat on. Of course, that was all right in those days. But today, what do you think they get? $19 a day, and they're now complaining that that isn't enough. And they only eat 2 meals a day. Eat breakfast and dinner. And if you can't eat on $19 a day, I don't think you're trying.
Yeah. Where'd you play your first baseball game?
First baseball game in West Springfield, Massachusetts. In fact, the late Rabbit Moranville was my teacher. He was a shortstop, and he taught me.
Is this something you always wanted to do as a kid when you were in high school?
Always as a kid, I wanted to be a ball player. I quit school.
Right.
I hit the teacher. Yeah, in high school. Hit the teacher over the head. He did something to me. I don't know what it was, or I did something. Naturally, it was my fault.
I would guess that right offhand.
He gave me a backhand, and in those days, you know, John, they had the big high windows, you know, and you had to get a stick.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
With a hook on it to pull the window down. I went back and got the stick and hit him over the head with it.
And that was your...
Got suspended for 30 days, and I never went back. Went to work.
Into baseball?
No, my father was on the railroad, and I went to work. My father got me a job with a lot of men getting railroad ties.
Right.
And I just sat there, 20, 25 guys, and I just marked the ties down. I had an easy job. Then I left there and went to the Waco Electric Company because they had a twilight league in those days, and they gave me 5 cents an hour more for going over there and working. I was making motorcycle batteries.
Right.
So then I left there and went back to the Boston Albany Railroad. They gave me a nickel an hour more. So when it was all over, back and forth, I was making $57.50 a week. And then I had a chance to go and try out to be a professional ball player. And, of course, I took the opportunity. I got 2 weeks off my job, and it was just terrible. My mother wouldn't see me for 2 weeks.
Because you decided to go to baseball?
Yeah, $57.50 a week. Yeah, and she said, you can't do that. And I said, I want to be a ball player. And so that was it. And I went 25 miles. First, I knocked on the door in my hometown. And they said, out, you're too small. Ran me out. Art Sheehan in Springfield, Mass.
Is that right?
So then I went to Hartford, 25 miles away. And they had an old manager named Patty O'Connor. He smoked cigars this long, John. Oh, they were terrible. And he was rough and gruff. You know, you'd talk to him and he'd say, "Oh." I never understood a word he said. So I got to go to work. You know, it's Sunday now. My picture's been in the paper that Durocher's doing well at shortstop. But if I don't get an answer Sunday night, I've got to drive 25 miles and go back to work. I got to put on the overalls Monday morning. And so I knocked on his door. And he said, "Come in." And I walked in. I said, "Mr. O'Connor," I said, "how am I doing?" He said, "Rum." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I was right back to work. And about a week later, they came and got me in a car at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I had the uniform, and I dressed in the car on the way, and I opened the season in the Eastern League in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Is that right?
Yep.
So really,
that's how I broke in baseball.
So your whole life really has been in baseball. Now you say you're going to retire. Do you think you really miss it? I mean, obviously.
I'll miss it, yes. I will miss it, John, but I've had a long time, 48 years.
That's tremendous.
48 years, 18 as a player, and the rest is managing, coaching.
What are you going to do now with your time?
Play golf, tee it up with Mr. Sinatra every day.
But Frank's coming out of retirement. He's going back to work, you see.
Oh,
he said that
yes.
2 years ago. That's what he wanted to do. He said, I want to loaf, play a little golf. And now he's kind of coming back at it again.
Yeah, I'm slightly older than Frank Sinatra, though.
I'll bet you sneak back somewhere, though. Let me take a break here, and we'll come right back. Here's how to make a good time at the beach with a girl, a fire, and Hormel.
Clap hands, here comes Chili. Hormel, the good time chili. Clap hands for Hormel chili now. Clap hands for Hormel flavor. you're bound to favor. Hormel's the good time chili now. Oh, yeah. Hormel's the good time chili now.
If your lunch doesn't last you the whole day through, I'm Dinny Moore with a great beef stew. It makes a good dinner, but I've got a hunch. Why wait for dinner? Have it for lunch. It's meat and potatoes, good lean beef in a gravy rich beyond belief. Just try my stew. I've got a hunch. You're gonna like having dinner for lunch. Look for my thumbprint on every can and have dinner for lunch.
My goodness. We were certainly gone for a long time. Leo just announced he's going back into baseball during that whole thing. I want to ask you something.
I got an offer, John, from Finley, but I hired a lawyer and I beat the rap.
You know Finley well at all?
Very well.
Yeah.
He offered me a job once.
Did he really?
When I was with the Dodgers as a coach. Called me on the phone at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I said, Mr. Finley, don't you think this is a little bit unethical? I'm under contract to the Dodgers. And he said, I'll correct that immediately, and he hung up. So I quickly picked up the phone. I called Mr. O'Malley, Mr. Vivasi, and told him what transpired. And they said, do what you want to do. And they hung up. About 10 minutes later, the phone rang. Finley says, I talked to him. It's okay, and I want you here tonight to manage against the Yankees doubleheader. And I said, wait a minute, you're going a little fast, Charlie. He said, don't worry about the money. He said, just we'll talk about that. He said, have anything you want. Just be here tonight. And one word led to another, and I finally said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I said, if I want a good steak, I don't have to go to Kansas City to get it.
That was that.
The phone went down. That was the end of my conversation with Mr. Finley.
He's rather an aggressive man, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He sits right near the dugout with a cap on, and you make a bad move, boy, and he hollers in that dugout. I'd work for him about 5 minutes, John.
Yeah. I thought, though, what he did, I don't know the man personally. If he produced a winning team, what he had to do with it, I'm not sure. At least the personnel was there. But I thought what he did to the young Mike Andrews.
Well, that was a terrible thing. But I also think it was a terrible thing what the players did to Mike Andrews. Now, I don't say a blanket thing, John, the whole thing.
Right.
But when you cut up only 27 shares in the World Series, that's the least number of shares I've ever heard of in a World Series, and I've been in several of them. And there's always
even the Mets had 30, I think, shares. Didn't
30 full shares. The A's had 27. Now, here's a kid that they know is gone.
Right.
What does it mean if you give an extra about $400 accounted to each man to give him a full share? Instead of giving him $6,500, they could have given him the full $27,000 and said, good luck to you, son.
Yeah.
Instead, they gave him a quarter of a share, $6,000 or something.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that. I mean, I don't say all the players were in on it.
Right.
But I say that 2 or 3 had to be in on it because it has to be a unanimous vote.
Right. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. You said that Willie Mays, you thought, was the greatest ball player that's ever been in the game.
Well, he's the best player I've ever seen, John. There's only 5 things you can do to be great. And that's hit with power, run, field, and throw. And that's all God-given.
Right.
And he taught me baseball. I didn't teach him. He just, everything he did, if he made a mistake, I always smiled and looked at him. I'd say, I don't understand it, Willie. And I'd always have a smile on my face, though, when I talked to him. Yeah. And I'd say, you're the best ball player I've ever seen. How could you make a mistake like that? Now, he never called me Leo, or he never called me Mr. Durocher. He always said, Missa.
Yeah.
He said, Missa Leo? He said, I don't understand. He talked in a high tenor voice in those days, you know, and his voice went right out. After one sentence, you never heard him anymore. And I said, Willie, you're the best ball player I've ever looked at. You're too good to... He never made the mistake again.
Yeah, he was a consummate ball player, wasn't he?
Best ball player I've ever seen in my whole life.
But as you say, that's a God-given, that's an inborn type of talent.
That's it. It's God-given. You can't teach a man anything. He could do it all. Instinctively, he was at the right place, the right time. And they can make the greatest remarks, John, as you well know, that I don't know how they come up with them, but he did, and after he made that sensational catch, remember that in the World Series against Vic Wirtz? So how he ever got there, I'll never know. All I hollered, just stay in the park, he'll catch it. I figured if it's just stay in the park, he'll catch it. And he went back, and like a ballet dancer, here it come, over his shoulder, and there he caught it. turn around. Now, when the game was over, a lot of the newspaper men circled around me, and they said, how about that catch? And I just looked at them. I said, routine. And they looked at me, and they said, routine. I said, I didn't catch it. I said, there's the man that caught it. Why don't you ask him? And so I was on the ear, to see what Willie would I want to hear what he'd say. And they asked him the question, Willie, how do you compare that catch with others you've made? Willie says, blank face, dead. He said, I don't compare him, I catch him. I wish I'd have thought of that one before I came up with that.
Did you ever meet an umpire you liked? Leo, you've been on for your... Really honest. Did you ever meet an umpire you really liked? Hey, that's a nice guy.
No, there's several umpires I like, John, in this game, and there's several I didn't like, believe me. But they're Doug Harvey, Tom Gorman.
Yeah.
There's some great umpires, really. And they all have a job to do, and it's only natural that they're going to make a mistake, the same as we all do. But they make some pretty bad ones sometimes, and they have that one word that kills you, judgment. Right. In other words, I don't mind you slide into a base, it can be close, and you can argue all you want, and the umpire just looks at you, and he says, my judgment.
And that's it.
Yeah, you're dead. But they send out
you may not touch an umpire. We talked about that
once.
Oh,
that's 3 days.
Just even...
Oh, if I do this, if I'm talking to you and I say, now, wait a minute, that's 3 days.
That's it, huh?
And if I happen to bump you or push you, that's maybe 10 days.
But you had a little motion with the foot with the dirt.
Well, not with the foot so much. I'd wait till they get to that white line where the lime was. Mm-hmm. And I used to kick it up on their pants. Because if you kick that white lime on their pants, John, it doesn't come out. It burns a hole in there, see? And they had to buy their own suits, so I used to kick the lime up on there. And
little things like that.
Oh, little stick I had with him. And then another one I had with him, John, was whenever they'd get in an argument with him, I'd bump him. And Gorman was as big as Ed here, not bigger, and I'd bump him. And he said, you're bumping into me. And I said, you're running into me. But wherever he went, I was in front of him, Oh, and I kept bumping him, And he says, one more bump and you're gone. I'd back off then.
What do you think of the sportscasters nowadays? You did some broadcasting in the 50s
yes,
for NBC.
Right here for the station.
Right. Now, a lot of people have said that Cosell and Meredith and some of the guys in Gifford are becoming such a personality type of thing that is intruding on the game. Some people say that, and other people love it. What do you think about that?
Well, in my opinion, John, I think it can go too far. And I think they are now getting a little bit too far. I think it takes away from the people looking at the game. I mean, they're, in other words, they are now becoming actors and comedians and all this and that. And I think the people like to look at the set, and they don't want to hear all that jabbering going on. They want to find out where the football is and who's got it.
I think sometimes sportscasters who are on television forget that the people can see the picture.
That's right. I mean, we can see the picture. I don't want to hear them gabbing all the time. I'd like to look at the picture. And I know they're articulate and smart, and they know the game frontwards and backwards, but I still think that they're doing a little bit too much talking during the play, just before the play is made.
Right. Yeah, I think sometimes they think that they're doing the old radio days.
That's right.
It's not necessary to say the center, the quarterback is over the center. You can see that he's standing there ready to take the ball. Yeah. We have to take another break here, Frederick? All right, we'll come back, and Rickles will join us shortly after this word.
At what caused you into my chambers unbidden?
Forgive us, my lord, but Mark Antony did bid us bring thee this gift.
A gift? Unroll it that I may see. Caesar is overwhelmed. Never before have mine eyes beheld such great beauty. Come, let me touch thee, all my dreams realized. The reds of Rome, the purples of Phoenicia, the amber of the Fertile Crescent, all fade into insignificance before thee. And look, I pluck at thee, and thou dost defy me, and will not release thyself up to me. Beautiful carpet of four-trail polyester, thou art all the worlds I've ever wished to conquer. Slaves, lift me up, bear me back to Rome, so that all my people may know of this.
Sumptuous new patterns in carpet of four-trail. You don't need an army of slaves to care for it.
Don Rickles has just returned from the veterinarian where he gets his monthly distemper shot. I thought I'd get mine in early because once he gets out, who knows? Don opens December the 3rd at the Nanuet Theater go-round in New York. with Jerry Butler. He's currently appearing at the Riviera Hotel and will be in the lobby right after the show to insult your mother. Would you welcome Don Rickles?
Juané, Canero, Tayen, Comeno, Maneno, Maneras, Torero, Maneno. I just wish the band pimples all over their stomach. Bunch of dumbbells, you give them a toy and they go crazy. Leo, it's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. Oh, by the way, Sinatra told me to be sure and say hello to you. He said, be sure and say hello to Don Rickles.
Frank said that, Leo?
Yep.
Oh. That's everything to me, Leo. I got all his albums. Leo, I swear I always loved you when you played with the Cubs. I remember the days with the Cubs, with the Wrigleys. Joan and Bill, they said to me, give the jerk gum. It was so great. I swear. Ed,
good to see you, Don.
Last time I saw you was at a party. You love Hollywood now. He's standing on the corner going, you got a problem. You ought to dry out. You ought. We'll be with you in a minute. I spoke to the hospital. You've been sitting in the hall again with your robe open.
Only because I see you coming. Now look, I want to ask you.
John, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Don. It's
My pleasure. Thanks so much. And here she is, Miss America, Tanganyika. Loved Miss America? Now, listen, I don't know.
Let me ask you about what happened.
Right, look on the sheet and see what your question is. 40 million hosts. We got to get the one guy that flunked the immigration test.
You dropped in. Have you got it all out now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just settle down.
It was so good to see you, Leo, really. Remember the old days, Leo, with Pepper Martin and Ducky Medwick, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Remember at shortstop when you went, it's through my legs. You weren't around. Well,
what do you mean I wasn't around?
Of course.
It wasn't all the time that way.
Well, Leo, I love when he argued with the... I'm so delighted. Not for you, and not for Ed, but this guy, since I'm a kid, I don't think the public realizes, well, I'm sure they do, the greatest of all time. They were at baseball when we were kids. They say, remember we had the gum cards?
Certainly.
In the alley? Huh? I'll give you 2 Ducky Medwicks for 1 Zeke Benora. And remember Zeke Benora?
Yes, Zeke Benora.
Getting old, Leo. Leo's starting to sit there going, he's too fast for me. Remember when you stood on a coaching line? Excuse me, may I stand up? The camera guy went, Bobby Quinn in the booth went, he's moving. I love when they stand on the gun, hot your head, hot your head, hot your head, and the black kid's going, huh? Not only that, but the Mexican kid's going, and the Puerto Rican guy is, I'm under it. And the catcher's going, oh. Did I know it was gonna bounce?
Did you ever play baseball?
I tell you, John, I don't know about you in school. You went to Nebraska University, right?
Yes, I did go to the
What school did you go to, Ed?
Boston College.
Who cares?
You went to...
You went to Boston College.
Yes, right.
It's not a rally. But Boston doesn't have a bad football team. But I got news. In baseball, I was always the kind of guy, Leo, since I'm a kid, Johnny, I love baseball. I always, even when Jack Gilardi, who's a guy when I was with GAC at that time, they used to have all the celebrity baseball team. I loved baseball, and I was a pretty speedy outfielder, never a good hitter, just like you, Leo. But Leo was the kind of guy, when you were playing shortstop, he's the only guy that played shortstop and at the end of the season owed points on his batting average. But The girls are going, what does that mean, Harry? But Leo was not a power hitter. He was, you know, a punch hitter like Eddie Stanky, right, Leo?
Ping pong hitter.
Ping pong hitter, whatever you say, Leo.
You don't know what I mean, do you?
Of course, no. Ping pong.
Go ahead.
What is a ping pong?
Go ahead.
No, a ping pong hitter is like a Texas leaguer over the infield.
Yes,
Little drop
that's
jobs.
right.
I know. I've been around. Frank told me I was around. Sinatra. Did you ever meet Sinatra?
What?
Did you ever meet? Are these too fast for you?
Yes, right.
Did you ever meet Sinatra?
No. I see. Going back to the old club days, huh?
No,
Throwing all that stuff in.
but the whole thing is...
You talked about when you were a youngster. That's where you were.
Right, and I was never the guy that made the squad. Loved the game.
Mm-hmm.
Always loved the game. Loved baseball, loved football. Never hockey. Well, Jewish people usually don't play hockey. I mean, you know, sliding and running and hitting, we don't believe in that. You know, we just stand on the sideline with a blowgun. Italian guys play hockey. Phil Esposito, Marco Mangano, Aldo Bonini punching into the boards. They love that physical contact. Jewish people retreat, and then we wait for our chance and they go, and the black people, they don't do that. They go, I ain't gonna fight nobody. And the Polish guys going, is there a war on? These are all ethnic things.
Certainly they
Today
are.
is a different time, John, which you don't have to go along with, but I know you do, because in life, we have to laugh at our heritage.
Laugh at her.
I laugh at your heritage.
I laugh at your
You're a midwit. What are we, on tape?
I-
Nixon just went, who said tape? Anyway,
Tell me about what happened in Chicago. It was in the papers that you were the victim of a robbery in Chicago with 5 other people?
well, I tell you, I don't like to play...
Oh, I don't, if you don't want to...
No, it was nothing. There were gentlemen in a hotel that... there are thieves in life, and I'll tell you,
That's
more
pretty-
power
that's
to
pretty
them.
deep.
No, I got news. If a guy wants to steal, that's his thing. And I got news. It could bother them about that much, because that's their way of life.
Yeah.
I only felt bad that sensitive and important things to my wife and I were taken, which I don't want to go into, but were very sentimental. Pardon me? Yeah, wonderful. Guy in the back gave you a hockey puck. Hope you take a bath tonight and the tub sucks yonder.
No, I know what you're talking. It's stuff you can't replace.
Right, and it's sensitive things that mean a great deal to you, you know.
Yeah.
A picture of you was taken. And the captain of police in Chicago went, honest to God?
They never caught anybody at all.
No, they never did. There was a guy in the lobby with a mask on and a gun. They said he's probably just dressing up for Halloween. Isn't this fun, Leo? You're staying up late, huh?
We'll take a brief pause, but we're coming right back.
Wildest rose, spiciest red, richest brown. Revlon presents the new American Classics. 10 deliciously shiny lip colors in Moondrop's Moisture Cream Lipstick. The great American lipstick the whole world loves. It stays on and on. So full of moisturizers, your lips always feel wet, wet, wet. The new American Classics in Moondrop's Lipstick. By Revlon. As American as apple pie.
But sexier.
Sears Lady Kenmore Compactor turns this much garbage, 15 bags full, into one neat little package. Bottles, bones, cans and all. And Lady Kenmore deodorizes while it compacts as much or more garbage than a family of 4 piles up in a week. But it won't work until the hidden key lock is turned on. 15 bags full into one leak-resistant package you dump once a week. Sears Compactors clean up after more American families than any other compactor.
We are back. I didn't mean to bring up that robbery if it bothers
No, that's
you at all.
okay.
Because
I just don't like to endorse something that I don't believe in, and certainly we don't believe in thieves.
Well, I wasn't asking for an endorsement of it.
No, of course not, but I know when I was
Yes.
robbed, you were the first one to call and go, hip, hip, hooray. No, not really. He didn't do that. But robberies are kind of a shame, The wife, they took everything from the wife. They didn't touch anything of mine, and I just watched TV.
You weren't in the room at the time, luckily.
No, thank God. We weren't in the room at the time. And when it was all over, we came back. And the superintendent of police of Chicago, which wonderful Leo knows because he was with the Cubs for a lot of years. And you did the same job you did for the And,
You had to put that there.
no, that's a joke. The best manager in life, you kidding? I'll never forget when you're with the Dodgers, when you said to one of the greatest, I mean, well, not with the Dodgers, really, when you're with the Astros, when you said to Felipe Alou, you said Felipe Alou, one of the greatest, who was with a former Giant, and Willie Mays, who you said many, many times was the greatest center fielder of all time. Didn't you say that? And I said to Willie, you know, Leo said you were the greatest center fielder of all times. And Willie Mays, I'll never forget it, he said to me, who said that? And I said, Leo said that. He said, what does Leo know? And that was about it. That's not true. I make that up. But you are a great manager. We're going to miss you in baseball. If you got a great offer tomorrow, would you come back in baseball? No, now your truth.
No
As
chance.
the good Lord watches over all of us.
No chance.
There is no way?
No way.
I had a deal for him.
Well, he's
I had a deal, Leo. You could come back. We miss you. Young people need guys like you because he talks to ball players. You ever watch him with an umpire? He's the most fantastic man with an umpire. Like he says, bumping an umpire. You're a big guy. What is Augie Donatelli? Who's the big guy? The biggest guy as
Major Kurt used to be, and then Tom Gorman.
Tom Gorman. Is about as big as Ed.
Yes,
6'3", right, Ed?
Right.
But now what do you weigh, Ed?
196.
We in the war? 196. No, here's the way Leo stood. May I, John?
Certainly.
I'll show you one
Certainly.
thing. Because after all, we can't hear about you all the time. Now, here's the whole. Now he's standing here. Now this is the truth, John. Now if you know Leo, he always stands. Well, let's stand out over here. Okay.
Did you get a dance?
Shine on, shine. My God, you're a good dancer. Do you dip at all? No. Okay. Now, see, he goes like this. You say to me, "You are out! You are out!" Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Wait a minute, I hit you in the head. Now it looks bad in front of the audience that I hurt you, Ed.
You hurt me.
A big 6-foot guy, 197 pounds, I bumped you on the head, and you cried in front of these people. I'm sorry, Ed.
That hurts even worse.
I'm really sorry. I didn't know I had this feeling for you. But anyway, Leo had that great aggressiveness. Ed's not a very good straight man at these things, but...
Well, you hit him right in the head.
Well, so what? It wasn't deliberate. When the audience is looking in, you don't act like you're hurt. You pretend like it's fun. And then later you sue.
Have you ever been sued for anything you've said in your act? By anybody in the audience?
No, because I have the greatest manager in the world. Joe Scandore has brought me along for 20 years, and I got news. My intent, see, it's the intent. My intent is to make people laugh. When people come to see me, I invite them, not personally, but if they enjoy me, I am grateful. If they don't, well, gee, I hope I win them back the next time. Can I ask you something? Do you have a cord on your neck? Mm-hmm. I get the feeling I'm talking to a Gentile puppet at a show.
Howdy doody time.
No, so I don't think about that, as well as Leo doesn't think about umpires, as well as Ed doesn't think about his head that's bothering him now and throbbing. You ever turn on me, Ed, I got enough on you, you'll be in court for 2 years. Not you, Johnny, because you're clean now. See, even the audience went, I bet Johnny fools around. No, Johnny's happily married, and so am I. May we be paralyzed if we would cheat. Right, John? That doesn't go for you. We're all just, everyone. He's just recently divorced. Leo's happily married. Was it 12th?
No.
Oh. Anyway, no, I know his lovely wife, Lynn. She's at home going, Thursday he dies. And Johnny, you're
Well,
married?
yes, but now wait a second.
What?
We were married, or you didn't get married until you were 38 years old.
Right, because I knew what you guys were walking into. No, I got news. I was married.
You didn't want to jeopardize your career working gay bars.
No,
That's why you didn't get married. That's the only reason you didn't get married.
Hey, if you had your life, now each one of us here,
38,
every one of us here. Ed, you've been through life, and I got news. You had some good years, and I'm not being sarcastic. Leo, you've been married. By the way, I'll tell you how close Leo and I are. My home, which the address shall be nameless. I bought Leo Durocher's home when he was married, which is no secret, to Lorraine Day, right?
That's right.
And what happened was the pipes. We have, what do you call it? Radiant heat. Radiant heat. See how I went to school when the bell rings, I used to go to gym. We had radiant heat. And all of a sudden, the pipes busted under the floor. Now we have parquet flooring, which I didn't know, you know. I used to live in 3 rooms with my father, and we used to sit in the living room going, Now my mother's gonna call from Florida, your father I don't like that when you make expense of your father who's in heaven now. Anyway, sure is, because I'm going for a bundle every week. Anyway, so Leo, I called up. We didn't know what to do. And my wife, I married a lovely lady who's a Valium. So I called up my wife. I said, called up my wife. You see how close we are. I called up. I said to Barbara, Barbara, what are we going to do? The pipes broke. We don't know about radiant heating. She said, listen, this was Leo Durocher and Lorraine Day's home at one time. So let's reach Leo Durocher. As you can see, my wife's a rocket scientist. So I said to her, that's the way we make love, that same tempo. When I get through with her, I think I'm with Sammy Kaye. So, it's a little too deep for you. Oh, hold it down, you bunch of perverts, you! Look at that. Doc Severinsen thinks that's a town in Utah. Anyway, So anyway, I called up Leo and I said, Leo, in Chicago, I said, Leo, what do we do about the radiant heating? He said to me, well, Don, I don't know, but call up Lorraine, my ex-wife. She's a lovely lady, which you said, and you'll reach her. And I woke her up in the middle of the night sometime, and I said, Miss Day. She said, my name is no longer Miss Day, it's Koala Chakatsika, whatever it is. Gorillicus, which is fake. You know, Lorraine Gorillicus making love to Cary Grant. Don't make it on the screen. You know? Hello, Lorraine Gorillicus. Anyway, that broke me up.
Why'd you call her about the heating?
Because she had the plans. Lorraine had the plans, and I never met the lady. And if she's listening, and Lorraine, you're a darling lady, and I wish you and your new husband a lot. Well, they're married many years now, and I'm sure Leo feels the same. Wish you a lot of
happiness. Why didn't you just call the heating people and have them come out?
Because they didn't even know. The heating guy comes over with earphones. Now, this is the truth, right? He's got to come over with a stethoscope and go like this, and he's laying around the floor, and I said, no, we don't want Nazi film. We just want heat in the house, you know. Good, you have a commercial. Okay.
Certainly we'll do that.
Okay,
but we're coming right back. Here's Ed.
See, you don't see drip and dry suits on a big name anymore.
From Alpo.
Bow wow.
If you've ever been awakened by a cold, wet nose, you know your dog has a lot of different ways to show you how he loves you. And you show your love lots of ways, too. One of the nicest, from your dog's point of view, is by feeding him Alpo. Just like this. There you go, Sam. Okay, Alpo Beef Chunks Dinner. Alpo has something that most dog foods don't have. Real beef. Nice big chunks of it. Meat byproducts and beef chunks. And you know how your dog loves that. The other thing that you can be sure about with Alpo is that it's a complete and balanced diet with soy, vitamins, and minerals. So if your dog isn't already getting Alpo, consider switching him to it. Because we think Alpo Beef Chunks Dinner is a very nice way to say, I love you, to your dog. Oh, here's something else that your dog will love.
Liver Snaps treats are made with real liver, and dogs love them. Treat your dog to Liver Snaps.
In Hollywood, some of our guests stay at the new Sheraton Universal Hotel, one of the more than 300 Sheraton hotels and motor inns throughout the world.
Olga Connolly is with us tonight. She has competed in the last 5 Olympic Games. In 1956, she won a gold medal for Czechoslovakia in the discus throw. In 1972, she was captain of the women's track and field team, and she's currently director of recreation at Loyola Marymount University. Would you welcome, please, Olga Vitakova Connolly. It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Looks like we have something dangerous planned here tonight, and I hope I can get Rickles and Mr. Durocher involved in this also, just for the fun of it. You had an article in I think Los Angeles Times after the Billie Jean King Bobby Riggs tennis match, and you said I think in effect that there are a lot of sports that women can compete on an equal par with men. True, not just only tennis. She obviously proved she can beat him.
Yes, they can, but there are certain limitations. I mean, if you take a man and a woman who are equally trained and approximately the same size, then if strength is involved and speed, then the man is most likely to win. And therefore, it's not a good idea just to brush aside this whole question of opportunity for women competition.
Right.
And say, well, high school girls can compete on the men's teams. It just wouldn't work that way. We have to have a very good program where women compete against other women and get recognized in their own category. There are only very few sports that you could call a unisex sport, like skeet shooting or pistol shooting, because that's a matter of reflexes and coordination. And the male-female coordination compares about the same.
No, but what you're saying is event like the skiing, men, because of their strength, will probably be stronger skiers than women, and they could never really compete in that kind of an event.
Yeah, and also greater stability of joints and so forth. It doesn't mean that the female is inferior or constructed in an inferior way, but simply there isn't as powerful, fatigue's easier.
Now, you threw the discus. Now, you could beat the average man in the discus throw, could you not? How far did you throw the discus?
Yes, I can, because I'll have superior skills, and the average man isn't trained.
But that's not a particular strength thing? That's more timing than it is
both.
strength?
It's timing and strength. Especially nowadays, you have to do a lot of weightlifting.
Yeah.
And you have to have quite like when I was in Munich, I could bench press. You know, the bench press is 200 pounds.
Could bench press 200 pounds?
Yeah, and I could make a deep knee bend with about 390.
A deep knee bend with 390 pounds on your shoulders?
It kind of,
a lot of women.
It doesn't hurt your legs so much, but you put the weight on and you feel your spine, the vertebrae going.
But you sing very high for the next 10 years.
It's murder if you have a beef with the hubby.
Yes. A lot of women are against weightlifting. They think it makes them muscular. It's not true.
No, it gives you a definition.
Right.
But it doesn't build like those, what they call the big, ugly muscles.
The biceps.
I remember when I came to this country, my first meeting was in New York, and people came actually down from the stands, and they wanted to feel my muscles because they thought that.
But you're not muscular. You mean your arms?
Well, we all are muscular. I mean, that's.
Well, you don't have like big biceps.
No, you don't have big biceps. Only in order to build a big biceps, you have to work on it very hard. And,
yes, I'm sure.
Now, we're going to try a few things which we have not rehearsed at all. Greg Tennis set up these events. What could I compete with you in, or the rest of us here?
Well, I don't know. They kind of tricked me. They told me to wear a sweatsuit.
Well,
and, all these years I kind of dreamt about being on Johnny Carson's show. And
you'd like to come
those,
nice gowns?
Beautiful things.
Excuse me, Olga, I didn't hear. Did you, and probably you asked, what country are you from originally?
Czechoslovakia.
Oh, bless your heart. We were in Yugoslavia, so that's a beautiful. I know the area.
It's a neighbor.
Thank you for that travel log.
Dobro.
Dobře in Czech.
Czech corrupt.
What is that, you hockey puck in Czechoslovakian? What a terrible
No, that
thing.
just means I'm lonely.
Yeah. What can we try now?
Well, we can try some sit-ups.
Sit-ups.
But he told me you'd be wearing some warm-up suit.
No, I don't really have anything, but I can take my jacket off or something. What's that mean?
That's it.
Arm wrestling? That's not an event, though, in the Olympics, is it?
No, it isn't.
But a wide world of sports had that on one afternoon with these lumberjacks somewhere up in Oregon where they do this the hand wrestling.
That's right. Yeah.
They were incredible, women and men. Now, that's only strength, isn't it?
Yes, that's on. Well, there
or timing.
I guess there's some timing involved too. Now, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, I can see this coming already. Can I take my jacket off?
Sure, do whatever you want, sure.
Thank you. Have this back Thursday.
Surely. Eddie, have it back Thursday.
Now, how does this work?
I think like this. Okay, now.
Don't I get in like this? Isn't it thumbs?
That's right.
Like that?
Is that right? Now, the elbows have to...
No, I was supposed to go this way or that way.
What?
You can't hang on with their left arm.
No, you can
loose.
all right, no left arm.
That's it.
All right, now you have to go this way, and I have to go the other way. Is that it?
Okay.
Attaboy.
We say on your mark, it said go.
All right, okay, that will be fine, yes.
I will referee this one, John. Go.
Oh.
Oh, she's
Don't make
something
me
else.
laugh because when I
If I don't make you laugh, you're gonna break my arm. Yeah! Oh! Yeah, you're strong. Oh, yes. No, you're strong. No, you're strong. I was doing the best I could do there.
No, you were.
Oh, yes, I was. And you're strong. Wait, now, what? This I don't know. What?
Now, we are supposed to play basketball.
Basket sit-ups first?
And sit-ups.
Well, now, those are rough, aren't they?
Sit-ups, yeah.
Sit-ups?
What?
You want to get involved in this, Rickles?
Hey, whatever you say, Coach.
You come on away.
Eddie, hold the same cup, Eddie. Shirley, hold the same cup, Shirley.
I'll referee. I'm going to referee.
You want to referee?
I'll referee.
Good, I'll kick some lime on your pants.
That's all right.
Right this way, Olga. Olga, but now do a 3.5 gainer into the pool. Now, what are we going to do? Oh, he's got sneakers and I'm wearing... Why are you dressed for the whole
Because,
thing?
no. Don't we have to, if you do sit-ups, doesn't that somebody have to hold your feet?
No, you do them. You sit down. No, you just bend your knees. Just like this.
Yeah.
Bend your knees.
All right, you just...
Well, do I
You
want
can sit
me-
down with us. Sit
Oh,
down.
fine. Do we have a picnic blanket?
It's better to have bent knees and just push your feet against the floor, and
I
that
see.
way you don't need anybody to hold you.
Now, what are we going to do?
We have I don't know if I should bring it up, but we have two competing companies.
Oh, we do? What'd she say?
The two brothers who
What'd she say?
But that's all right. But we won't. It doesn't.
All right, now what do we do?
We are individual.
Arms?
Arms like that.
All right. How many of these do we do?
I think it was supposed to be timed.
Time?
First.
What do you mean first to 25?
20, do 25?
Did you ever try to do
Good.
25 sit-ups?
Get emergency squad here.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Get the oxygen. Right.
Okay.
There's no way.
But wait, somebody will start.
I'm referee. I will start. There's no way you're going to do 25. You
I'm
two.
hip. I know that.
Go ahead. Start. Go. Go. Come on, Don.
Hey,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your feet down. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. She did 19, you did 5.
Well, I was just getting warmed up.
He did 3.
He made me kiss him. No. No wonder you didn't get married to you at 38.
We'll be right back after this message.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will.
Pillsbury Bundt Cakes. Fancy cakes made easy. Watch that ring of macaroon. Now you see it. Now you don't. But slice the Bundt cake and there's the macaroon inside. Chocolate macaroon is one of 5 Bundt brand ring cakes from Pillsbury. Cake, filling, and glaze mix all in one box. So you don't have to be a fancy baker to bake a fancy cake. Bundt Cakes from Pillsbury.
No matter what your husband thinks you do, Mondays are busy. So, who has time to cook fancy? Of course, that means Monday dinner can be pretty blah. Well, here's a fast, easy way to stop the Monday dinner blast. Banquet Heat and Serve fried chicken. Crisp, evenly fried chicken in minutes. Children will be delighted. And your husband will be absolutely transformed. So stop the Monday dinner blast. Serve Banquet fried chicken.
It's in your grocer's freezer.
What is this, the one-on-one thing?
1 on 2.
1 on 2, 2 on 3, hike. Germany's ball, green day.
Oh, how do we do this? You take, I try to guard you while you go in, but then you can try her next. You
All right, I'll be the referee.
Oh, you be the referee, and then...
Okay.
Maybe since I have a sweatsuit and you don't, I can play both of you.
You could do whatever you want, Olga.
All right, now, we gotta... All right. Ready?
I'm the referee. Hey!
All right, you can take it out. Is that it?
What is it? Take it. What are you? Think, dumbbell. Think.
What's this?
All right, let's hear for Johnny. Okay, Olga.
You try it.
Now, your turn. You try to score.
I'll
guard you.
play it.
I'll guard you. Okay, Olga? Wait a minute. Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
Came from another country. Try to be humble. Now, I'll go, okay?
Okay.
If I rub up against you, it's only in the game.
You can't. That was a double dribble. You had a double dribble. You can't dribble.
The story of my life.
I'm here. Come on. Once you start dribbling, you can't
All
stop.
right. Don't get so technical.
Do it.
I love you, Olga. Cover me, Olga.
Move.
Make sure I don't score.
Start dribbling. Come on, I know you can't.
I hope that's you, Olga. Because you're starting to make me smile. She fouled me. 2 shots. Number 4, pushing off. His timeout, Cleveland. You try to score on Mr. Carson. Shoot again, Olga. Can I cover Johnny? You be the referee, Olga? And I'll cover you, Carson.
Okay, watch this.
Quite all right. I love you. Just take your time. Whatever you want to do. Keep dribbling. Okay, now you cover me. One more shot.
Okay.
Wait, you tired, old man?
No, I'm not tired.
When they get old, they start to...
That's where we used to play on my team back in Nebraska. What? What is this? Oh, we got something else? What is this, a big slice of mozzarella cheese or what? What do we do on this? Okay, what is this, Olga?
This is step
You kids do whatever you want.
What is this?
Now this is a fantastic, really physical
Wait
fitness
for me, Olga.
Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia in the morning.
What do we do here?
Now we can
Line up in a row?
line up like this.
What do we do?
And we will step up.
Oh, this will kill you. This will kill you.
We'll step up to a full extension of the knee and all the way up to the toe.
Oh.
And it's an exercise for your legs and as well for your heart because it's just like running a long staircase.
You stand completely up.
You stand completely up and come down, exchange feet.
Exchange
then you
feet.
go left, right.
It's like the step test, the 6-step test.
That's right.
Very good. That's what it's like, the step test.
Thank you, Joe.
Now, I think we'll do what I'm supposed to do. Who can do more of this in a 30 seconds?
What?
Up and down.
I got it.
But somebody's going to...
That's
no,
right.
let's just do it as long as we can, okay?
We do it as long as we can. Then when we fall over, we are dead.
Are you making fun out of my accent?
No, your accent is beautiful, my darling. We need that.
Let's go.
Oh, sorry. Look at this.
Go.
Left. Down.
Oh, the left. I forgot.
Right.
I'm on the right
Down.
again.
Left. Down. Right. Down.
Old man.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
proving, jerk? What are you proving? Then he'll go home to the wife and go, where's my robe? That's it. I'm going home.
Boy, this is a lot of fun. What? What do you mean faster? After this brief word from our sponsor, we'll return with more of our show. No,
I love you.
Sears Lady Kenmore dishwasher. Gives you freedom from scraping, freedom from pre-rinsing, because it has 2 hot water jets that scour dishes and a stainless steel pulverizer for soft food waste. We call Sears Lady Kenmore the Freedom Maker because it gives you freedom to do more important things.
Doesn't necessarily mean well-do on the map.
Subaru is made to handle the unexpected with its smooth quadrizatal engine that gets around 25 miles per gallon, full 4-wheel independent suspension, rack and pinion steering, and front-wheel drive.
We are lost, Arnold. I mean, we're just... Arnold!
Subaru 74. We could sell it on gas mileage alone, but there's so much more.
Arnold, tell me the truth. We're lost.
Monty Rock is with us tonight. He is different, to say the least. And he opens Friday, November the 16th at Luigi's Restaurant in Boynton Beach, Florida. But before he goes to Luigi's, we got him here. Would you welcome Monty Rock?
Around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the streets. They're dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. Oh, we need music, sweet, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. There'll be singing, swaying, and records playing, dancing in the streets. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world they'll be dancing, baby, or dancing in the streets. This is an invitation across the nation, a chance for folks to meet. They're dancing in Chicago, down in New Orleans, in New York City. Oh, we need music, sweet, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be singing, swaying, and records playing, dancing in the streets. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world they'll be dancing, baby, or dancing in the streets. Yeah, grab your girl now, baby, do it. Grab your girl now, baby, do it. Do the dance, do the dance, do the dance all night long. Oh, do the dance now, baby, do it. Do the dance now, baby, do it. All night long, all night long. Do the dance, do the dance, do it, baby.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
How are you, Monty?
I'm very well. How are
Yeah,
you?
you're looking good.
Thank you.
Sorry we
Great.
got you out late, but,
Oh, I don't mind.
yeah. You're headed for Boynton Beach, huh?
Boynton Beach, Florida. I've been working in Florida. You flew me in from Florida.
Yeah.
Boynton Beach is the best place I had never worked at.
You've never worked there?
I worked one night at Luigi's. They gave me Italian food and a dinner, and it's the best place, I guess. It's a big place.
Yeah.
Luigi, 600 people. I never met any of them. But I've been working in Florida.
Yeah, you like it down there?
I never did a sing-along act.
A sing-along? Is that what you're doing now?
People come out there for the convention, and they know me from the show. They all come down to see me, and they think that I'm like, you know.
Strange.
Strange, yeah. So I bought a Mitch Miller album, and I sing along with rock. And they sing along, and they clap, and they don't do nothing else. But it's great. I have a strange act.
Yes.
I haven't caught up with my act yet. But
In other
singing
words,
along
they just
helps.
sit and sing together, huh?
They sing, and we have 3 girls that go out to the audience with the microphone, and they sing with me. It's great.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be right back.
Flying Mallorca this year.
Easy, turn left at Sicily.
You got me. I never heard it. Sybil, there's somebody at the door.
Yeah, I'll just take it right in the kitchen.
Oh, it's that Sybil.
Hey,
Good
here's
heavens,
old
it's
Bird.
30 and Felicia.
What's all the
How you doing, Bird?
Is he all right?
What on? Did you have an accident too terrible to describe?
Gee, tell us about it, Ferdy.
Yeah, what's all the excitement?
Ferdy was in a terrible accident.
You heard
No,
that
it's
too.
nothing
Yes.
serious. He just bought a new pair of slacks and he doesn't want to wrinkle them.
Is that right, Ferd?
Yes.
What's all the excitement?
Oh, you silly no-no. You're wearing Fort Trail slacks of Fort Trail polyester from Hager. They're great. With this expandomatic waistband, they stretch right along with you and they don't wrinkle. Now, get out of that silly thing.
I feel foolish. You shouldn't.
Thanks to Fort Trail, you don't look foolish.
What's all the excitement?
Hager slacks made of 100% Celanese Fort Trail. Relax and enjoy it.
Oh, I can drive.
Okay, Monty, you'll be at Luigi's November the 16th, right?
Friday night at Luigi's at Boynton Beach.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And Don will be at the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, right?
Freddie Torres, the best man in life.
Yes, and the...
That's the boss. That's the boss.
I'm hip.
Okay.
And you'll be at the Nanuet Theater Go-Round in New York on December the 3rd, right?
Velvet Monica.
Right.
Tony Reese.
Thank you, Olga, for being with us tonight. Really. And Leo, nice to have you here. Come back, will you? See you soon. Tomorrow night we have Roy Clark, Charlie Gallus, Diana Trask, and Dr. Paul Ehrlich will be with us tomorrow. Good night.